Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, when I do these spots on the radio and talk about fishing, if I can make some kind of positive effect on people's lives, that's everything that I hate to sound this because it sounds in a strange way self-centered, but it's not. It really makes me feel good when I can tell somebody where they can go and enjoy fishing. I want to give you an example of how this affects me. The shows that you listen to on Stevens Media Group are rebroadcast 2 weeks later on Up North NY, and there's still the same radio segments, but people around the country get to listen to what I'm talking about. And I just got a response from somebody that lived in Arizona. He said, you know, I live in Arizona, but I spent my youth vacationing in Black Lake. And he says, to this day, I keep dreaming about it. And now I hear what you talk about, and I want to thank you for making those memories stay alive. Places that we go, fishing times that we have, can have an impact on us for the rest of our lives. I remember, and I've talked so much about this, but I remember that first time, my first memory of fishing was on my grandmother's dock on Cuba Lake down in Allegheny County. And I remember being at the end of that dock. My mom and dad were there with me. I was probably 5 years old. And I'm looking down and I see those fish moving around. And it caught my fascination. And it started a part of my life that is really, I guess, made my life what it is. And so when I can share that, it really means a lot to me. You know, speaking of Black Lake, I talked to my buddy Jigger Jim, who works at the log cabins. Now, they're closed now for the rest of the year until next spring. But he told me about a number of things that I can pass on to you, but one of them was crappie fishing. And I know that so many people look to this lake for where they can go to catch crappies, because there's probably hundreds of thousands, maybe million. I don't know. The lake is big and it's full of crappies. And he said the one thing now, he said, because I said to him, I said, how would you rate the crappie fishing right now? And he says, actually, it's the best that I've seen in 3 years. And I asked him, I said, Jim, what are you talking about? What do you mean the best? Because over the last few years, the season has changed. The law has changed. A crappie has to be 10 inches or bigger for you to be able to keep. And a limit is 25 a day. So with that said, how many crappies that people catch are actually 10 inches and over? And that's been a complaint over the last few years, that it's really difficult to catch fish over 10 inches. Jim says there's more and more limits being taken now than he's seen in all these years. And I think I guess it's a testament to something. I may not have the answer. Was the DEC right in raising the size limit? Is their growth rate rapid enough where we can start getting these fish to be 10 inches? I don't know, but it's certainly a good point. When people write to me and tell me that memories of fishing crappies is something that stays with them their life, there's a lot of people that this is the most fun type of fishing they do. And we've talked about that before. Different strokes for different folks. And while some people may love to go out and fish for the formidable muskie, others could care less and maybe would rather sit on the bank and catch bullheads. And it's all great. It's all part of that broad spectrum of what makes fishing so incredibly special. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.